Hi, everyone. I want to go over for your homework tonight. So that way you know exactly how to do this. All right. First of all, go into Google Classroom. All right. There's two things that you're going to go to. Number one, if you need the notes on the endings for the different verbs. All right. I want you to go under the check here if you were absent. I even marked on there. This one has the AR, ER, and IR endings. All right. Click into here. And you're going to go to the slide that has all of the endings for these three sets of verbs. All right, remember, this is just the endings of the verb. AR doesn't stand as a verb, ER doesn't stand a verb, IR doesn't stand a verb except for ear to go, right? So these are just if the verb ends in these letters. So if your verb ends in AR, such as hablar, caminar, let's see, I'll think of some other ones, then your yo form, you're going to remove the AR, you're going to replace it with an O. Your to form, remove the AR, replace it with the AS. Your he, she, it, usted form, take off the AR, replace it with an A. Your nosotros form, take off the AR and replace it with an amos. Your you form, take off the AR and replace it with the AIS. And your they form, take off the AR, replace it with the AN. Then for your ER and IR, they're going to be all the same. So again, you take off the ER in the yo form, replace it with an O. IR, same thing. Your to form, replace your ER and IR with an ES. Your el e usted, take them off and replace it with an E. Now your vosotros, for your ER verbs, take off the ER and then you're going to put it in with amos. For IR, take off your IR and it's going to be imos. Vosotros, take off the ER, put in EIS. The IR, put in IS with those accents. Then your ellos, ellas, ustedes, take off the ER and it's in and in for both. All right, that's the first thing. Make sure you have these in your notes so that way you know the endings. All right, now let's go to your homework. So obviously you're going to go to the section for homework and you're going to have the verb tables, right? So if I open this up, you already have your 5 verbs in here from before. You have your ser, estar, your ir, your dar, and your tener. But here you have an empty section. All right, now if you don't know what verbs to choose and you're like, I don't know enough verbs, totally fine. Go to participation classwork, go to our ER, IR, and AR investigation. Remember, I have for these, I have all of the verbs listed up here, like comer, beber, correr, comprender, leer, creer, vender, deber. All of those are ER verbs. They're all linked in ER, right? So let's say that I want to choose one ER, one IR, and 2 AR verbs. So for my verb table, I would say, okay, I'm going to do the verb comer. All right. Meaning means to eat, right? That's the meaning of comer, to eat in its infinitive form. Then yo form, I know for ER, I take off the ER verb and I replace it with an O. So yo would be yo como, right? I know that I take off the ER verb and I replace it with ES in the to form. So this would be tu comes. I know for el e usted, I take off the ER and I make it with an E. So it would be come, right? Nosotros, I know I replace with hemos, so comemos. I know that for this one, I would replace it with comeis, and I'm going to add in my accents, right? Comeis. Then for this one, I know for ellos, ellas, ustedes, I know I replace it with comen, right? So that is going to be what it's going to be. So then you go on here and you're like, you know what? I'm going to do now an IR verb. I'm going to choose asistir, right? To attend. So you would do the exact same thing. You put in the verb. I have hablar in here, right? So you would do asistir. And I would say, okay, what does that mean? That means to attend. And then I go to the yo form, asisto, right? And you just add the endings for each one of the different pronouns. So choose a total of 5 new verbs. Again, you've got lists of verbs here that you can choose from. All right. If you want to pick your own verbs, that's totally fine. You give me the meaning and then you conjugate them all. All right. That should be nice and crystal. I'm going to put this on the stream for you. Thanks, everybody. Nos vemos mañana. Ciao.